At the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, Russia concentrated tens of thousands of soldiers and heavy equipment in Belarus, presenting everything as joint military exercises, codenamed Allied Reserve. Moscow repeatedly insisted that it was just training and that there was no intention to attack Ukraine. The authorities of Belarus echoed this narrative, but then, on February 24, 2022, Russian forces crossed the Ukrainian border, not only from the east and south, but also from Belarusian territory in the north. Armored and infantry units advanced toward Kiev, using roads, airfields, and logistical bases in Belarus. It was from there that a rapid encirclement of the capital, Kiev, was attempted. Belarus did not send its own troops to fight inside Ukraine during this initial phase, but it provided the space, logistical support, and political cover that made that axis of attack possible. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky closely monitored any sign of military activity on the northern border from the very beginning. Over the following years, he repeatedly said that Russia was trying to drag Belarus deeper into the conflict. In recent statements, Zelensky once again warned about the use of Belarusian territory in operations against northern and western Ukraine. He specifically referred to the presence of Russian and Belarusian equipment in the Gomel and Brest regions, repeaters and control stations, which make it possible to guide attack drones to targets in areas such as Zhytomyr, Rivne, and Volyn. Zelensky gave Alexander Lukashenko a one-week deadline to deactivate or remove this equipment. Otherwise, he said, Ukraine would take the necessary measures on its own. He also expressed fatigue with the constant threat and even the possibility that Belarus could be used to open a new front, simply to force Kiev to keep significant forces on the northern border, pulling them away from other areas under greater pressure. It is in this context that the current Belarusian mobilization of about 2,000 troops is underway. The authorities in Minsk describe the exercises as routine, involving verification of military registration data, updating reservist lists, and training in basic wartime procedures. The summoned soldiers are called to assembly points to confirm this information and prepare for possible military tasks. The escalation is limited when compared to what happened in 2021 and 2022, when Russia moved about 30,000 soldiers to Belarus. In the current situation, the Belarusian army has a confirmed number of 2,000 soldiers at the border, which is far from being a massive concentration of combat units. If you want access to complete and unlimited analyses, such as videos, shorts, and live streams that are not made public here, become a channel member for just 7 Rs and 90, or our $7.99 per month. Even so, the parallel with the past does not go unnoticed. In 2022, the exercises served as a cover for the real preparation of an invasion. Today, Belarus maintains a deep military integration with Russia, shared doctrine, Russian weapons systems, joint training, and the presence of Russian advisors and units on Belarusian territory. The Russian army has about 60,000 to 100,000 active personnel and a much larger mobilizable reserve. In recent years, operational commands have been created in the south of the country. Along the Ukrainian border, the infrastructure of roads and bridges has been reinforced. Lukashenko has repeatedly stated publicly that the country is preparing for war, although he insists that he does not want to see Belarusian soldiers fighting. As cannon fodder in Ukraine? The current mobilization of 2,000 troops can be interpreted in several ways. It could be a direct response to Zelensky's ultimatum. It's a sign that Minsk is not backing down and is strengthening its defensive stance. It can also serve to maintain psychological pressure on Ukraine and on the NATO countries that border Belarus, forcing Kyiv to keep moving and reallocating resources for defense in the north. Or it could simply be part of the ongoing process of inspection and training that the Belarusian armed forces carry out periodically, now amplified by the rhetoric of preparation for conflict. From a military point of view, a large-scale Belarusian offensive against Ukraine would still be a high-risk and costly undertaking. Ukraine has significantly fortified its northern border in recent years, including in the exclusion zone of the deactivated Chernobyl nuclear power plant, the site of one of the most serious nuclear incidents in human history in the 1980s. Ukrainian forces currently have long-range reconnaissance and attack systems capable of hitting targets in Belarusian territory. Any massive movement of troops or equipment would be quickly detected. Furthermore, Lukashenko has shown caution in committing his own army to direct operations, preferring the role of a support base for Russia. What does the current Russian military apparatus and Belarus's movements mean? To get full access to this video, do what our members do. Just become an exclusive channel member for only $7.99 per month. Just click here on the Become a Member button. Leave your comment below about your opinion and what could happen in the coming days. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any content.